Hey, how you doing? How you
We're
doing?
live
I
now. We're
love the theme
live.
music. Cindy, you over there. Hey, welcome to Shut Up and Ride Show. Three's a crowd. Miss Cindy, you over there looking like a real. Me and John, the guest. You over there looking like Miss Podcaster.
In the
3.0.
studio, right?
They want me to come back and help them.
Uh,
I don't know how to say it without saying it. The one to go in and good, I'll be back.
All right. So
so,
how you been feeling?
who me?
Yeah, you.
Like I'm doing too damn much. I'm doing a lot.
Okay,
As,
good, good.
as
John.
Hey, y'all. It's been a minute. I know y'all probably don't remember me, but I'm John. I'm the cool member of the crew here. You know, I got to keep these ladies intact. You know, they try to act like they look hot and hard, but
is that what we do,
It ain't
John?
an act.
no. But
Yeah,
everything's
I
cool.
gotta
I'm
figure it
good,
out.
ladies. I'm good. I'm hanging in there, man. Straight to
That's
great
right.
to be alive.
Very good to be
Hopefully,
alive.
Yes, indeed.
You know, you had to be
hope,
seen versus viewed.
What was you saying, Cindy?
hopefully, we don't have any further
Oh,
technical
you went mute,
difficulties.
and I heard something go doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Yeah, I heard it just
Was
now.
that our Bluetooth?
I ain't hear that. See, like I say, I got to keep these two.
Say it again, Cindy.
Again, again, again.
Uh,
Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Yes. Okay. So, wow, this is like the first time in a while that we've all been in the same city at the same time, right? You can't hear?
Sorry about that. That was Chantel's radio. All of a sudden, music started coming up over you,
It don't want
so we didn't hear you.
the spirit don't want you to say what you want to say. I don't understand.
What was you
Well,
saying now?
I was saying this is the first time in a while since we've all
Yeah,
been in the same city.
that's
Yeah.
right.
But we
That's
still
right.
not in the same city.
We in the area code, same area code.
Oh, right.
Same area code.
That's right.
Yeah, so like the brothers in the hood would say, we're in the same vicinities.
Yeah.
Right.
Just well, I would have loved
You
to be
dig,
there
I
with you
suppose?
guys in huddle, but I got work and stuff.
That's cool.
So I'm
I got you.
trying to
I
multitask.
suppose that too. Yep. Womp womp.
We're right in the
Good
midst of the podcast. Come over here and put your face
We got a
on.
podcast.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
You
we
bet.
got pop-up
Yeah.
guests.
We
I can
got
go in that
pop-up
box.
guests, guys.
Hey.
Those are the perks of having it at Chantel's. We get to, hey, it's live in effect, you know? New York in the house. Got Chicago in the house, got Florida.
I'm also from New York too.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You was in New York.
New York and Chicago.
And then you another New York, right?
Right. What part
Yeah,
of New York?
Brooklyn.
Oh yeah, Brooklyn, Flatbush, girl.
Flatbush. I grew up in Flatbush.
Anyway, since you're not open, I'm gonna have to go somewhere else and eat.
All
Betray
right.
me.
And
Betray me.
I told you yesterday I'm there till 2.
What?
I told you yesterday I'm here till 2. I got my weed, baby, my medicine. Hey, I have to put you up on this. Oh, well, give me some. I'm lacking.
Wait, well, I don't even need to speak on it. I can't do shit nothing with it.
I can't. I know.
Uh,
But anyway, y'all, putting all my business out there, my medicine,
It's your
while
business.
eating Workers Original. I got a small sponsorship. So,
all right.
hey, there we
What
go.
was that?
Workers Original popcorn.
Original.
You
Yeah.
got more?
Hey, Workers, because I love the candies, and so they see me eating some, and
That's right. They do
talking
the
about the
butterscotch
ride.
and all that coffee candy.
Yeah.
Right, right.
So
Okay.
they see me on my ride saying how I love it, and that I don't go on the ride unless I, stop by the store and get some of those. And so they sponsored a few miles. And so I'm like, all right, that sounds good. Like I'll have plenty on the Detroit trip coming soon.
It's awesome.
Got more popcorn?
Huh?
You got more
Yeah, I'll
popcorn?
send you some. Popcorn. Oh, it's so good. It's
I know.
so good. Which is so, my teeth is just like, wow, Chantel.
Yeah.
Have you ever ate that pickle flavored popcorn?
The pickle
Yeah,
popcorn.
that's
Isn't it good,
a
so?
lot of it, something like that. What was that popcorn,
It
Cindy?
was the pickle popcorn
Pickle,
from
pickle.
Trader
That's what it
Joe's.
was. Pickle with some shit.
I don't think I want that.
It was good.
I'm not. I'll do some chips, dill chips or something, but not popcorn. I mean, my mouth ain't ready.
Getting a little carried away
No,
with
don't
that.
knock it till you
Listen,
try
like
it.
the chicken and waffles, potato chips. I tried it,
Chicken waffle potato chips.
Yeah, potato chip, chicken and waffles.
All types of chemicals in food.
Listen, that's all. Cause what you gonna say? This natural?
Right. Oh, man.
What did you do to make a natural chicken and waffle
Right.
on a potato chip?
On the chip.
You blend it up, turn it into liquid, what? And then fry it in the potato.
That's crazy.
So
I
Yes,
say
it's
don't
like to the point. I believe in 5 years, if you're not growing your own animal or your veggies, it's gonna be difficult.
Yeah,
to
you
buy
might
stuff
not,
off the
right.
shelf, 'cause you're gonna be buying nothing but poison.
well, if
listen.
we're particular now on what we're getting, we can change it. I believe
Yeah,
it was a conversation, and this will be a veered off topic, Cindy, but go right into the topic. I'm certain when we're talking about people changing, you know, um, it's I had a topic yesterday when the guy says it's too late. How it is just going to get worse, and I said, well, no, I don't feel it's too late. I feel we are the change, and it doesn't take us all our life to change. It takes right now to change our habits, and the way to do that is to start.
Yeah.
Understand the mindset. Will it be difficult? Certain it will, but it starts with the actions of right now, and will we maybe make a mistake on it once or twice? I'm certain you will, but that's because you're doing it. The only one not making a mistake is the one not doing it. So, but I think we can change that if we make sure we know where our meats are coming from and want to know, and we do that as a whole, it will change.
Yeah.
And now if you are the majority of one, yeah, then take your stuff and start growing it. And that'll start with, right now. And you can do that too. But there's a lot of folk that are doing it. And I think the numbers will increase as we know, as we know better, as the stories get out, as we talk about it. We all have a part in it.
But
You know,
change is also
Some
a
people
process.
think they don't have a part. Oh, it's too late. Well, no, it's only too late when you're dead.
right.
It's not
It's
too
not
late.
that
That's
it's too
all I was
late.
telling.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Cindy. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying like change is a process, and people look at it as like a one-time event. It's step by step.
It's a continuous, right?
Continuous, yes.
Right. It's present forever, just going, doing. It's not a one time.
And then when you look back, at the times in the past, then you'll be like, oh, things have changed so much. So it's gradual.
Yeah, change is ongoing. It's
Every
like
day.
evolution. Things never stop evolving.
Every day is
You know.
brand new.
Right.
You ain't never seen this day before,
Right. Won't see it again.
ever. Yesterday gone.
I heard a thing the other day. It says, name the 4 days of the week that starts with a T. Can y'all?
Name the
4 days of the week that starts with a T.
It doesn't exist.
today, Thursday, Tuesday, and
Tomorrow.
today.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Hey, there you go.
Right.
Tomorrow.
Because at first I'm looking, I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? Then I thought about it. It didn't take me long to come up with it, but I'm
Mhm.
like, oh, okay. Today and tomorrow. Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Yeah. You would think I'd think of some of these quirky things with as much time I got on my hands sometimes,
Well, it ain't that an invention, a mother of invention is doing.
All
It
right.
ain't staying still. It ain't having the time. It's being occupied in it, making things easier for you because you're doing it all the time.
Right.
Like the inventor of the toilet paper. He might have cleaned a whole lot of toilets. Hear me? You know.
Not a bidet.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying necessity. There's a couple
I'm
of
gonna tell
things.
you what happened, how that came about. Somebody messed around and got a hold of poison ivy instead of regular leaves.
Oh. Mm.
Who planted this here? They
Right.
knew we wanted. Right, they want to play a trick on you. Okay, I got you.
Right.
We gonna need some trees. We just gonna make this softer. Yeah, I got it. Hey,
Mm-mm.
I know some pans I call myself inventing, although the pan's been here, but how to fry in them. So you know those big aluminum pans that you bake in
Uh-huh.
or steam table. Well, as long as it's got liquid in it, you can put it on a stove, electric
Open
stove, a
grill.
gas stove, a grill,
Yeah.
and fry things in it. So
Mhm.
I'd have about four, I guess about 3 inches of oil in it, and that'd be a fryer, a deep fryer.
Yeah. I saw
And
that somewhere.
and
Some people made a tape, a video of it.
and I've been doing it. Say I am 51. I've been doing it for 40 years, just like that. But I would fry so much chicken as the oldest daughter,
Right.
as the oldest grand. It just and for all so many
Can you get the
people,
scrap done fast?
right? And this pot, and I can use both burners, and now I can use it, and it'll heat up quicker, and boom, that was it. A necessity, and of course, every time someone would say, "Oh, you need to invent that," I was like, "Look, if you invent it, then just let me get some royalties. That's all."
3%.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what I
it.
tell everybody when we sit around talking and the idea pop up. I
Yeah,
want my 3%.
yeah. What's mine is mine. I'll get it. But yeah. So yeah, and somebody come along that probably didn't do the work and end up making up the invention.
Right,
You know,
right, right.
put padding in, as they
The
say.
bottom of it a little more
Right.
sturdy, be like
Well, then and
frying pan.
yeah. Or I say, don't make it too stuck because you want it disposable. That's the whole point. You
Right,
put a lot of money in it. Shoot, you're gonna keep it.
right.
But anyway, Miss Cindy, I know you said, do people really change?
Well, it takes people to make change. Speaking of change,
That's a loaded question.
I know you guys have a question about what does a T-shirt mean? Help Henry. That's someone who's fighting for change.
Who's that fighting the change?
Henry.
Oh,
Henry.
help Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not to fighting to change, to help the
For
change. Yes.
for change.
Yeah.
Uh, and
Be a
basically,
sign of the times, what's going on,
yes.
not
So
what's gone.
right. So Henry has a story that Chantal and I got to see his movie. He made a movie. He got
Documentary.
deported. A documentary. Yes. Thank you for the correction. He got deported. I don't know which year, but he did spend a year in Haiti, and he
He
documented.
self-deported himself. He didn't get deported. He
He self-deported.
self-deported himself.
Thank you.
And
Chantal.
from the recommendation of the immigration, and although many of us said, hey, it's another way of doing it, but I understand it may be more expensive, but it's another way. And Henry was like, no, I think it's gonna go fine. And I was like, okay, well, hey, 322, him and I share that birthday. And I know if I got in my mind, I gotta do. And he said it just like that. Hey, I see I had to do this. And I said, you ain't never been there though. 5 months old. He said, yeah, I know. I'm just feeling like, I said, okay. And there it was.
Oh, you came over as an infant.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And he went back, had his film in hand, his camera. He didn't have no running water, no electricity.
The moment he stepped down. That's all
He
right.
thought he was only going to be there 2 weeks, and his mom come with him
Right.
and an uncle, and they stayed with some people that he had never met.
Right.
Although his family, and just my perspective from talking to him. they, first of all, Caribbean people sometimes with dreadlocks, especially in a Caribbean country like Haiti, they didn't think like that. They don't consider that to be clean. It's got like a dreadful meaning, So, and I don't think they liked him because here it is, you in America, you're coming here, So it's that, although they're smiling, a little envious. You understand?
Right.
Of May going back. And so it's a lot of times he stayed in the house. He didn't go nowhere, do anything. He couldn't let them see he had a computer. He can let them see he had a phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sharing some parts of his life that he didn't share through the documentary, but shared some of the things with me. And I kind of said, hey, this is what this sounds like. But although they're happy for you and want you, I to see you leave and still them be there,
Yeah, that's kind of like
you know.
you get set free
Yeah.
and they, left over there.
And
But I'm
in
gonna
a
tell you
sense,
something, man. I've always admired the Haitians people. When I
oh
first heard
yeah,
about how they, as a kid, they was the only ones that didn't allow themselves to be colonized, and that's
that's
why
right.
the world treats them the way they
That's
are.
right.
You know what I
And they
mean?
still paying
And they
reparations
still, right, and
to a
they
country that they want
don't
their
do nothing
freedom
for them.
from.
Don't do nothing for them. And that's why I'm saying, until we unite all of us around the world, it's not going to be no justice for our people, you know. And it's like I've always said, with all that has been done, all that's been put against us, been put in us, and all of that, and we still the majority. I believe, you can't believe these numbers they giving y'all. You know what I'm saying? And what I really don't believe, I know I get a lot of slack when I say this, but I don't believe the majority of us came over here on no ship. We was already here. You
Well,
know,
several of us were.
we're
Several.
those Indians that they talk about.
Well,
You know what I'm
there are
saying? You
several
know what I'm saying? Because if
indigenous
you look
people
at, no, I'm just saying because if you
here
look at if you
before
look at the
Africans.
history that they presented, that they're presenting to us, it's all whitewashed. You know, and like I said, the worst thing that the powers that be could have done was to create that internet. Because the majority of us were stuck here, didn't have no information but what they gave us. You know what I mean? But now you got this internet, you're pretty much worldwide. And now they're seeking out more information, they're seeking out the truth, and they're realizing, you know what I mean? And that's why these people are panicking here today with all the crap they're doing, this Gestapo, as they call it, tactics and all of that, because they're running out of resources and they're running out of ways to oppress and murder us. You know what I'm saying? Because we woke up to a lot of that. But the worst thing about it is now that we're getting them off of us pretty much, we're doing it to ourselves. You know, especially it's just crazy, man. Just crazy. I don't understand it. People walk by a homeless person. If you ain't gonna help them, just walk by them. You know what I mean? You don't sit there and try to do something to that guy physically or to make him feel worse about his situation by talking down to him and all of that. You
Well,
just got
people are cruel.
yeah, we just got to learn
People
how
are
to
cruel.
show
Some people are
love or
cruel,
show
but
nothing at all. You know what I'm saying?
that's what we're taught as little kids. Hey, you have something good to say, or you don't say nothing at all.
Right.
That's certainly how I was brought up, and I do try. I do teach that to. I've taught that to my children. Hey, think about it. Is it kind? Is it true? Is it necessary? If it ain't necessary, that's for you to know. That's it. If it's not necessary, it's always got to be true. So if it's not true, it's not necessary. You just hold that, and if it's true and not and kind, then you can share it, although it's not necessary because it's kind. But but if it's just true, it's probably just for you. That's the discernment. That's the learning you have, the knowledge you have, just for yourself. Because sometimes, like you said, you don't need to say something. just because a person's fat or a person's too skinny or a person's too
Whatever.
this what. Okay, it could be true. It ain't for you.
Right,
It
you
ain't
don't
for
need to
them.
speak on it.
Shut
You
up.
know, especially in a cruel way. You know what I mean?
Hey there.
It's the
All
need to
right,
hurt
baby.
someone's feelings. Why?
Because they don't feel good about themselves.
Right.
That's
Hurt
another
people hurt
thing I
people.
had learned early in life. You
Yeah.
know, when people down people and all of that,
They're
it's
hurting
because they don't feel
themselves.
good about themselves.
Right,
You
right,
know,
right.
and that's what I remember when I first figured it out about racism. You know, because like I said, I ended up in a diverse community, which was cool. I loved it. But I'm listening to these folks. You know, I go to different kids' homes and I'm listening. You know, they got Polish jokes, they got Italian jokes, they got Irish jokes, and I'm like, and I hear someone when they don't think I'm listening. I'm like, these people hate themselves. No wonder they hate us. They can't stand one another.
Well, you
You
can't
know,
love nobody unless you
and
love
it's
you.
crazy.
And
It's
and
crazy.
and that's no matter how someone say, "Oh, I like you, I love you," you can often tell, those. And I say by experience, not by some book or someone told me, but also being one. And although my perception isn't knowing all, um, listening to people, can they tell you who they are, and you can hear sometimes the self doubt or the lack of love for themselves, you know. But e- again, we're not all we go through struggle, go through rejection and and just the life trauma. And sometimes it takes so much out of us. It takes something to build up. And so, but the more we build each other up, the more we're around each other, I think those things can happen. And there's things people did some things to me that were so cruel, and I know they ain't love themselves. But I knew if they kept living, I was gonna get an apology. I already forgave them because they didn't know I forgave them, but I've already forgiven them because I knew their lack. And I've had some folks return, and we're friends or we're friendly toward each other. I mean, and even friends, because I say because had I had I am in a sense cautious because I remember. And when you're saying people change, well, because you did something that scarred me or traumatized me, or I remember, I didn't forget. I forgave, I just didn't forget. So even though you're a changed person, um, that memory is going to be there. And the only time it's going to play a part is if you trigger.
Right.
Mm.
So people can change to be better. But again, I still have that memory. And your body, I'm certain, does too. I mean, I don't subtract something. I've been a hater in my life, you know, most time as a high school girl, not as an adult, but because I realized what caused it was me not trying. Someone else did something that I didn't,
You wanted to do,
that I wanted to do, and
get off your ass to do it.
and I didn't do it, and I was like, I don't even like. She did that. That ain't even right. That ain't how you do it.
Right.
It went until I got out there like, okay, I moved out my own way, and then the hater was gone.
Yeah,
But
a whole lot of folks wait till somebody invent something and try to tell them how to do it.
Have you ever cut off toxic
Yeah.
friends?
How about what?
Have you ever cut off a toxic friend?
Oh,
or
definitely.
well, they weren't friends; they were toxic.
Right. There's a
Most of the time,
saying,
they cut themselves off.
right. There's a saying that any friend that turns into an enemy has always been an enemy. You know,
Yeah.
and that's what she's talking about as far as people making a change. You know what I mean? But it's crazy.
And change
You
is a
would never
choice.
forget what they did or what they said. You know,
And never say never, because you may. It's because if years of time to where 50, 60 years go by,
Yeah.
that person no longer. You think, oh yeah,
yeah,
you
yeah.
because they themselves have change, have become better,
Right.
better person, love themselves.
But like you said, something's gonna trigger that memory.
Something got to trigger
Yeah,
it.
you gonna be
Otherwise,
like,
you would
right,
never
right,
remember
right,
it.
right. And that's with and that's with change, period. Like we were saying earlier, change is ongoing, and it's evolving and whatnot. But yeah, I believe anyone, if they wanted to, they could change. And I believe that most folks that don't want to will change when the situation becomes dire enough. You know what I mean?
A trauma,
Yeah.
Yeah. Loss of a loved one,
Yeah. Or,
childbirth.
right. Anything
um,
could trigger change for the bad or the worse. Because good people change into bad people sometimes, depending on what happens.
I
There
have a
should
thought.
be change every day of who you are, because every day there is a change. Every day is different. So what's wrong with being different every day? I'm certainly, and when I say different, is it something you're going to see? Probably not. Not it's subtle. It's subtle. It is, a heart still beating. You don't want that change, because if it stops, you're dead.
Unless you got an ICD built inside of you.
Do you
Well,
think
again, if it stops, you're dead.
do you think people could fake a change?
Oh yeah,
course.
definitely.
Fake a
Not
change?
more than usually not more than 4 seasons.
Right.
No,
That's why I say stay with them a seat.
it's a
People
year.
sometime in your life for season, reason, or lifetime.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Pardon me 1 minute. Let me see something. As I seen a couple texts.
Can you still see us while she's doing that, or we all cut off?
no, I can see. I just gotta okay.
They tell them don't call it a graveyard. It's not that. Okay, so we there.
Okay. What happened? They left me. Okay. And they'll be back. But until they come back, can people really change? And I just had this thought about, can they fake a change? And I think some people, like say in relationships, like say if it doesn't work out, but how do they fake a change for the next person until the next person does realize that they're faking? See, y'all left me, so I've just been talking to them. So
Good.
so so the thought is, let's say like you're in a relationship and it doesn't work out, right? And there are things that you really loved about that person until you realize that their toxic ways, let's call it that. And then let's say if their next relationship, are they really willing to change, like, or really be aware?
Why did that matter? Why did that matter to you?
No, it doesn't matter to me. It matters to me because the thought is, if I'm going to go into another relationship, you really need to get to know people to realize, I mean, like, because after a while, it's like, gotcha. Oh, everything's all cool and everything. And then, gotcha. Then you see the real mask. Just falls off. Am I making sense?
I'm trying to comprehend that
Right, me too.
because you was talking about a ex changing, but you're talking about a new relationship. Now you
Right.
talking
I'm
about getting
talking
back
about,
into the
let's say,
relationship with that person, with that
no,
ex.
a different person. Let's say if the ex is gone, you know why you left the ex. You know why you're not with your ex, right?
Hold on 1 second. Now that motorcycle was going by. Say it again now.
You're not in a relationship with the ex anymore,
Right.
right? Now, we don't care if that person changes for the new person, but we care about the experience we had when there
With
comes
the
a new
person.
person, with a new person coming, right? How do you know if that person's wearing a mask also? Only time will tell, will it?
Oh, okay. So you're saying like what happens to most people, when people, especially if they coming out of a bad situation that they know they did good in, you tend to lose trust in society. You tend to lack faith in people, and everything's become a question mark. You know what I'm saying? And that's unfortunate, because it happens to a lot of people. Not all people, but a lot of people end up like that. It's like if you like a whipped dog. You know what I'm saying? Like a dog that's been mistreated. That dog is going to scurry up around every human he get around until someone shows. You know what I mean? Until he gets you the opportunity to rub the top of that head. You know, I was about to say something else for a woman, but this is a PG show. I'm gonna keep it cool. But
Thank
yeah,
you.
it's like
Thank you.
it's it's like being battered, and you don't want to be battered anymore. So you suspect anybody that's capable of battering you. You don't want to open yourself up, be vulnerable again. And and from my experience with talking to people, it's like over time you end up being disappointed in yourself in life because you didn't allow yourself to be loved again. And you want to be loved. Who doesn't want to be loved? But the fear of being hurt keeps you from being loved, you
Mhm.
know. That, and that's to me is one of the saddest things in life, you know. Because I counseled several people that went that route. That's not a happy thing.
And I've
And
observed that
from my
people.
perspective,
Go ahead.
and my perspective is everybody's different. You don't know if the person's going to be similar. They are different people. That's the first place how you should have um, a knowing. Let's say that you know it's a different person. So only
Mhm.
the things you know it's a different person. You know it's not the same person. The person you're seeing is not your ex-husband. He's a different person. So we know those things. We know he's a man. Do we know that?
Yeah.
Cindy, do we know that?
Yeah, I think everybody's husband is a man.
Well, no,
Not
not
nowadays.
no, no, and I guess you weren't saying this for personal use. That's it.
No.
Okay, so you're speaking vaguely about
Vaguely.
people when. Okay, so I would think going into a new relationship, go with what you know. You know the person is a male or female. You know the person is not your former, and that's pretty much what you know. At that point, you can listen. You by listening and asking the right questions, you'll know if you want to go further. If it doesn't have a right feel, it doesn't have it giving red signs, red flags, any of the things,
Similarity.
all you can do is ask. Now, can they say something different and say the right things? Well, then again, this is about you listening, not about you hearing, about you listening and what they display. And yeah, can people put on a front? Of course they
All the
can.
time.
The more practice they get, the better they are.
I'm
You
about to
know.
say,
So again, you it time will tell, and don't rush it if that's the case. If you
Time.
feel like all the signs or everything's so great, well, then give it some time. I don't think you should worry. As with me, every relationship I've been in, I felt I made a conscious decision to not. First of all, I didn't think there was ever going to be. I was like, who's going to want to marry a woman with 9 kids? My first marriage was 9 children. So when I had 10, I was like, then and I divorced 3 months after. I was like, who's going to marry a woman with 10 kids, a saint or a pedophile? And I was like, God ain't handing out them sainthoods like that. So, what do I do? You
hey,
know? So, but, you know, thank you. But long story short, I learned opening a restaurant, several men walked through to have great food. And man, I almost had to pick. And that would be my flag. Hey, I'm Chantel. I'm 10 children. Da, da, da. If that didn't scare them away right there, okay, potential, you know. But it so, and I would probably jump into the relationship really like kind of head first, but in a sense of I didn't share with the kids, but I knew I felt rejected. And let me digress. I remember going because people did for a year and a half. I didn't have any relationship, just friends, and it was the best thing because yeah, it was a lot of what they said. There was a lot of lies, even some pedophiles,
Mm.
you know, and I didn't know, and I didn't have the knowledge to know, and I thought I did. But after my divorce, I was like, I was 16 again. I was clueless. I was like, people just make up lies. Why did he have to? Yeah,
What I tell a lot of folks, that like you, married young and was in a long marriage, you know what I'm
right.
saying? So, they was blind to the games of the
Sure.
world, the
Yeah.
wickedness of the world, you know what I mean?
Crazy.
It's like I used to tell some of these therapists I came across, that was out of the suburbs or rural areas, you know what I mean? And
Hadn't had
you
no
never see, you don't
relationships
know nothing
with.
about urban grow up.
Right.
We used
The
to
book
get
didn't
these,
tell you that.
right, we used to get these young therapists, especially these women, that think they could charm these teenage boys.
Yeah.
I'm like, lady, you setting yourself up for failure. I said, you looking at that 15-year age. I said, but mentally, that young man is about 19 to 20. You know what I mean? He's just as old as you. And then they all, 9 out of 10 times, they end up getting tricked out of their profession because they got caught up in a relationship with these young men. And it's like I tell people, I used to always tell folks, this is the bottom line. There's an old saying, actions speak louder than words.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Observe that person,
That's right.
not just listening, observe,
Yeah.
because I could tell you anything all day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can run that shit
Yeah.
forever.
And when
You
I'm
know,
saying listening, it ain't
but
this,
my
is
behavior,
it's
right,
this,
right.
right.
You know what my behavior is gonna show you.
What they doing?
You know what I mean? And that's why a lot of women, when they get that first smack or that first sound of abuse,
Mm.
they're like, "Oh, that's not it. That's not him. That's not him." They tell everybody, "Oh no, he says such wonderful things, does this,
That's
and
what he
that."
said.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. You know what I mean? I mean, that's what he's saying, but
That's
what
all
is he actually doing to you? You know, that's what you got to go on. Because some cats that does great, that are excellent men, just ain't got the words. You know what I mean? They ain't got those sweet words for you that you want to hear, but they got the actions to show you. You know, it's a double-edged sword. Life is, period. It's a double-edged sword with a sharp-ass point to it. You know what I mean?
And we don't look like what we've been through.
Yeah.
No.
You know,
Change doesn't always appear or affect us physically. You know, certainly what I've been through, if I don't appear, and thank God, because I'd be so ugly. I'd be like, woo, but life, blessed, gratefulness, and yeah, you can't, change is great,
What's up, bro?
and I think if you're around a person who has never done that change, you stagnation brings negative issues. Staying still, too long will bring some issues.
Yeah.
Stagnant water brings mosquitoes.
Well,
Like a ball.
it's important to be friends first, I believe. Like, I think people
Yeah.
rush
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
fast, way too fast.
Right.
And men are used to that. They expect a woman to like rush into things.
Now,
Really?
what men expect is what they see. You know what I'm saying? If you out there, you know what I mean. I don't want to call nobody's name, but if you got everything on display, you know what I mean. That's what I want. But if you
Right.
come and your mind and your conversation is on display, that's what I want. You know what I'm saying? And everything else below that is a prize. You know. But if the prize is showing you right away, you know what I mean, and that's what the conversation is about, then hell yeah, we're gonna do this every day, all day, because that's what you brought to me, you know. So that's what I
Visual
expect from you.
advertising.
Right, right. You know what I mean? But if you coming as a woman of substance, intelligence, and something, I mean, most brothers want someone that can also show them some shit that they don't know, as far as, business wise, how to create, something outside of what he's doing, You know what I mean? Different lanes, different fields. And most women are great at that. You know, but some men that feel that, I don't know, but I don't feel that way. But a lot of cats feel as if, you know, if you're not starting out this way, don't try to change up on me.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And that's pretty much with anybody, you know. How you start with a person is how they want to, you know what I mean? You can evolve and do it better, but don't take from it, you know.
You got to bring your 100%. I got to bring my 100%. You have to have been able to take care of everything you are and possess, take care of your responsibility.
Right.
And then I too. Now, if I'm not a person that's doing that, how I look asking for somebody who doing it?
Right.
Okay. So now together, you doing your part, me doing my part. We come together, boy, we gonna do something greater.
Right.
Of course, we gonna evolve.
Right.
But that's just it. But if you are 10 asking for $1, asking for 100, you know, hey, I got what you doing?
Right.
But you ain't even got, you can't even get in the club. How you trying to ask for the stuff that's in the club? You outside, they on you a ticket.
You at least need 40 more cents to be looked at. You know, at least bring half of it to it.
Let the club come out and pull you inside or something.
Right.
But you can't be dictating from outside. You know, but if the club come out and get you, then all right. Come on.
Similar to what my partner told me when he wanted to train me, and I said, "Nah, man, I'll let you. I ain't gonna let you toss me around." And the dude was like, "No, you don't."
Wait, you mean train?
Wing Chun chose you. He wanted to teach me Wing Chun. You know.
Okay.
That's how I ended up in the situation. I went out to Carolina to learn.
Mm-hmm.
You know, ended up catching pneumonia in the woods. You know. So, yeah, that's how this came about. But yeah, you know, that's another thing about life changes. You know what I'm saying? Because I went from doing that to where I couldn't, certain things about it I couldn't do because it builds up so much chi. You know what I'm saying? And it's called fire chi, which comes straight from the heart. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to over accelerate that when you got my situation, you know, especially now. Like Sherry found a little muscle thing that, you know, that sends a little sensations through your muscles when they tight.
Oh, the Tim.
You know, whatever they are.
Tim machine.
She was telling me about that. You can get that away from me. I'm like, I ain't had no more electricity to me than I already got. You know?
Yeah, they ain't show.
Right. That's how they trigger something. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Like so,
Trigger.
Charlie. Right.
Yeah, we're in the beautiful, historic downtown Sanford. John and I, and Miss Cindy just stepped away from the mic doing I ain't no telling what she's doing, but we here live. What did it say? Last time we were together, man, it was before Sturgis. No, you were in Chicago.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we went together in Chicago, didn't we?
Yeah, but we met up there. We didn't go together.
Oh, that was right, homecoming. That was very
to Milwaukee.
Right, okay.
Milwaukee, and I was posted up
and stopped there. Yes, it was definitely. And then we hot Florida.
Right. Hey, I'm glad.
The end of the summer,
man. Also, I'm so glad to be back in Florida.
I know you in the beach every week.
It wasn't just that, you know. Even though that is my favorite reason, but I had a new reason.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Getting a heart.
Man, getting zapped. I'm like, I do not want this to happen again when I'm up here. You know.
Oh yeah.
You know,
they be not know what mess up stuff.
No, because they don't want to put it in me, the University of Chicago, you know, but it's just that if I had to do anything there, I got to stay there. You know what I'm saying? So that means
get my
popping up
back
on
home.
somebody in their home for 6 months. You know, that ain't cool. You know, people, I believe I got folks in my life that'll do it, but I wouldn't want to inconvenience somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? I got my situation set up down here. That's why I came down here.
Right.
You know, for the situation. You know, yeah, but unfortunately, my trip in Chicago was prolonged, you know, due to unfortunate circumstances, you know, with my brother. And then trying to get to that service, you know what I'm saying? The week after he passed, I believe it. I gotta ask my nephew. I'm gonna check my phone and see what time he texted me, because he texted me when they pulled the plug on my brother and the flat line. He texted me. So, and I believe that right around that same time, a week later, or at least within that same hour, that
Because
what
that
happened to me. Yeah, 5 freaking times, man. I'm like, is this thing gonna stop after the second time? You know, like, is this gonna stop? You know, and boom, boom, boom.
and that's because your heart stopped.
Yeah, because it was deep feeling. You know, it was going. You know, if I didn't have this in me, I'd have passed out from what was happening. You know what I'm saying? Because now I got the LVAD that's continuing the blood flow.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's why I don't feel it. You know, because it's coming out of the left ventricle.
Okay.
You know, but if I didn't have that attached to my left ventricle, I would feel that, pass
Okay.
out. Either they give up on me or they hit me 5 times. That's why I say most people, Angela told me that they do a lot of times continue to hit people, you know, but I'm like, I guess I can't go by what I see on TV. Because normally when you see that, they hit them 2, 3 times and be like, time of death, you know.
Okay.
So I'm grateful I got this thing in me because I'm still here, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But that wasn't a good feeling.
Now,
And then, you know, as especially when it happens when you're not doing nothing strenuous, you know, I'm sitting up joking, laughing, having dinner with my boys, you know what I mean? And they hit, boom. And then 3 weeks later at home, I'm just sitting up watching TV, you know, chilling, you know, and it hit then. Boom, boom, boom. Man, it just ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun.
uncertainty.
You know
Yeah,
exactly. Oh,
uncertainty.
man, I don't even want to talk about anxiety. You know,
It's a real
that's a
feeling.
killer, man. It's
Yeah.
a killer. I'm saying to myself, you know, you done counsel folks over 20 years about that, but you really don't know until you go through it. And
Right.
that's with everything in life. You
Empathy is
know,
important.
right. You know,
Empathy is so important because you can, how you say, you, by hearing their stories, you just feel a certain in your heart, like, man, I wouldn't want that on. So, and then now to experience and realize you like, hey, you got to bring another level to, because all I
understand
can
it.
do
Yeah,
is have empathy and like hearing, like, whoa, the
right.
feeling of no control over. But when we think about it, that that should be how we live, not knowing. So every day to wake up in a brand new day, knowing this may be our last day.
Right.
Get out and touch people, do whatever it is you feel you want in your life.
Right.
And that's every day.
Yeah.
Be that change you say that, oh, we ain't got enough people saying, hey, well, go out and say hey every day to somebody, something. Be it,
This water terrible.
you know, and if not, then you know, but I think that it's never too late until you're dead
Right.
to change.
Yeah, it ain't over till it's over. I always say it that. It ain't
Do you
over
know
till it's over.
one thing you said that you were gonna change that it was hard to change or you didn't change or what? Like one thing.
It was one thing for me, if I may jump the gun with you ladies, is that you guys know me, you know, and you know what my favorite activity was other than
Yeah.
breathing. You know what I'm saying? Was
Oh yeah.
breathing in some other air.
Breathing
But
in and that cannabis.
right. So I had to leave that alone. You know what I mean?
Thought you would never do that, huh?
Man, I've been doing that since I was like 17 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So you're talking like over 30 years. You know,
Right.
30, 33 years. So what up, 37, 57 now? 40 years, exactly. Exactly about 40 years, man. But if your situation and your
Got it.
circumstances require that,
It's done,
then
right?
you're gonna do it if you want to be here. You know, but I know a lot of folks that ended up getting diagnosed with their situations, and they just, you know, hey, it was easier for them to continue to kill themselves than to fight. You know, build up some strength. You know what I mean?
Say what you
To
mean.
try to
It was
persevere.
easier for them to just
Just give
not
up.
change.
Right.
Like
Well,
they
you know,
lack
sometimes
self-love.
that is a lot of times in the black. I know not in black in the ethnic. Um, you know, in ethnic cultures, I felt well. Let's say statistically, if we believe in those numbers, what I was always in my situation of my children having two type 1 diabetic daughters, and the doctor told me, hey, Chantel, if you don't learn to recook, they'll be dead by 15. 1 second. that they would be dead by 15. And my way of cooking was a southern cook. Now I had learned how to not cook with pork, being Muslim, but it was like that was life changing right there. I thought I would never not. Yeah, but man, listen, I was like, I remember for a year telling the waitress, hey, if I come in and ask for turkey and cheese omelet, just put ham, and I'll let my husband know it's turkey ham. So I remember doing that for like a year. I was like, this is what we gonna say, because I make him think, you know,
Right, right, right.
because I was like, I ain't giving up no damn pork. And I so happened a year later I did, and I thought I could do anything in the world. But also the other change I did was to reestablish eating habits. Otherwise, I was going to kill my children.
Right.
So I learned through that because they wanted me to do a whole new menu, and here it is. I had 6 kids. I'm like, I can't cook 2 different menus. I can't afford that. And then they're saying, oh, they only have chicken breasts and only have this, no margarine, no this. No. Well, all the cheap foods were, kind of what I was cooking and making stretch. And I was like, well, they're saying here, these are kind of expensive foods. Let me find a medium. So that means I had to change. I had to all relearn all these things that I grew up with, the doctrine that I had to relearn. Otherwise, I was killing my kids. Now, could I have stayed in that state? I think if it was just for me, I would have stayed. But because it was my kid, I changed. Like we do, because our self is
Most
we,
mothers do.
you know,
They'll change their skin color.
they'll
to keep
change
their
right
kids happy,
to
you know what I
keep
mean?
right
Keep their kids alive, healthy.
your loved one, your seed,
Right,
your
right.
you know you. So I changed by for that. And a lot of times, as I would teach nutrition classes, it'd be full of us black and brown people, Italians, that thought we would delete the flavor for this
Hmm.
love of the doctrine that we grew up with. And it wasn't until I was cooking it. It wasn't until I was in there saying, oh, I had to change it around a few million times, I had to burn it enough times to get it right. But now I know that it is possible. Did it come out of hard change and daily? Yes. Certain measurements, certain growing herbs, growing spices, staying away from. But in the end, I have a 29-year-old and a 25-year-old that know how to eat flavorful food and didn't have to go with the cheap stuff or have to compromise their health
Hmm.
and still could eat Southern comfort food, but again, in a different way and have just as much flavor that's healthier for them. So that change came along with just consistent. Um, and I'm glad I ain't glad it happened to my kids, but um, I, versus me, I wouldn't have did it probably for me.
Right.
I would have did it for my kids, and to share that with a lot of black and brown folk, they don't hear me until they get up there and eat, and they go, "What? You ain't got no pork in this?"
Right.
Okay, well maybe I can eat. It's only those little bit of changes can show them and convince them otherwise, because change is difficult, but worth.
I forgot I poured that water and that just stuff from flying away. I went to drink some more of it.
I ain't got no purified water.
Right.
As long as you got ice in it, it ain't
Yeah,
bad.
when it's fresh, it's okay. But
Okay,
but once they,
it's settled.
right, right.
I get you some more ice.
Well,
He still can't take out Sanford water. It's building them immunities up when they go to poison us later. His body still got them immunities.
That's what it's gonna be.
I told him that's all I drink is tap. Now I drink spring water most time, but
I remember once upon a time growing up, that's all my mama would drink was Lake Michigan water. You know, she usually go out take like 5, 6 jugs out to the south side to her girlfriend's house just to fill it up, bring it back out to the burbs.
well,
You
that was the
know,
lake back then.
right. Yeah, right now, it's just sad how much everything is polluted, and it was done on purpose.
Because we
You know what I
waste,
mean?
and also we waste as people. We got so much disposable things.
Yeah.
Disposable plates, napkins, cups, silverware, straws. Everything we have a disposable to.
Yeah.
And for that, we throw it away daily.
You gotta have a landfill for all this stuff. You
And
know
we
what I'm
don't.
saying?
And we
it's-
do
and
not. You know how many
it's
people
just
don't throw
absurd.
away stuff?
Right.
You know, so, and we don't have nobody cleaning up. And between the wind and rain, it goes wherever it needs to go.
Yeah.
Half
You
of the
know,
times that
Yeah.
when we throw stuff in the recycle bin, it doesn't get recycled. Did you know
Right,
that?
right. But they want to charge you for recycling and have you place it in a certain bin and they end up dropping it all in the same place.
right. How many times people don't do the job that they're paid? You know? What
Yeah.
else you got, Miss Cindy?
Well, I would say I didn't tell you guys. Am I waiting? So my change. What was my change? Attitude.
The attitude change.
Attitude.
How's that?
Well, not getting angry. It's very difficult for you to get me angry these days.
Right.
But not getting angry for people's lies about me and those kinds of things.
Gotcha.
It is. I mean, if it,
Sermon.
yeah, the way I look at it, I don't give a shit. I don't give a
Right.
rat.
Right.
That's how I look at it. And once
Some
you,
things are not warranted to reply.
no, right. So, but once you do realize that, like, who cares?
Like I've always told folks, you know, when people try to down them all the time and whatnot, I'm like, look at the source. You know what I
Hater.
mean? Look at who's talking this crap to you. So why would you let someone like that be affecting your, you know what I mean?
Yeah, how
You know-
much money they paying to rent your mind?
Exactly.
Oh, they ain't paid no rent,
Right.
and you got all that.
How much love are they showing themselves? You know, if they can't show themselves love, then why are you expecting love from them? You know,
Right, right.
just don't happen like that. So, I mean, I was raised with a strong constitution. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm the youngest, so I had to take a lot of shit in the house. You know what I mean? And look at it as if it's not being mean. It's just that's my
What it is.
position. You know what I'm saying? That's my position. I'm at the bottom of the hill, and we all know we all learn real quick shit run downhill. You know what I'm saying? And if you're at the bottom of that hill, you're gonna catch all of it. You know. So it was my job to learn how to maneuver and duck and dodge. You know what
You
I'm
was the
saying?
sponge, but you also knew what to absorb.
Exactly. So you know, by the time I became a teenager and got my driver's license, now my mama always had a problem, like, as I remember growing up, turning her car keys over to her kids. You know what I'm saying? But when I became a teenager, I didn't have no problem getting the car. You know, because
You learned from the others what not to
exactly
do.
what not to do. You know, and plus because my sister asked her one night, like, why do he always get your keys and we could never get your keys? He said, well, for one, John bring my car back clean. You bring it back full of gas, and it don't smell like marijuana. You know what I mean?
Not that he wasn't doing it.
Exactly. You know, leave the windows cracked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And back then, it was easy to steal gas from gas stations because, you know, you still had to go in and pay first and all that. But it was a lot of back roads where I was there. Like I said, we moved to the burbs. It wasn't as developed as it is now. There was a lot of back roads and whatnot. So you pull up at a gas station, that attendant 9 out of 10 times at 11 at night, he's just as high as you is. You know what I'm saying? Ain't paying no attention to them pumps. You know, fill up, be gone.
Banking on it.
Be gone, right? Yeah. So, but like I say, if she knew I got that gas, it'd be a different story. You know, but yeah.
Look, is it true? Is it necessary?
Right.
It ain't kind or necessary. Let's just keep that between that.
But yeah.
I remember stealing my mom's car at oh my God, I think I was 11 or 12, and maybe 13 too. I would steal the car and go to the local juke joint, you know, like one time or something. But I remember, I went like a few times, but I got caught the last time. Man, the cops pulled right in front of me, and my mom had her car backed in. So, and she had one of them LTD, you know, Trues about them long cars, you know, 2 doors though, but long.
but I can fit all my friends. I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna pick you up. And this wasn't no, you had to sneak on the phone because the house phone
Right.
wasn't no cell phone. So
Right.
you didn't 10 minutes,
Right.
hang up. No matter of fact, you at school you say, hey, I'm gonna ring the phone and hang up.
Right.
So
Right.
you ring it, click. That's it. That was your clue. Couldn't whisper, somebody hear you.
Right. Right.
I pull up there, pick them all up. We go to Grady's, Panama City. Woo woo. And sure enough, man, they're like the fourth, fifth time I go, and I know to turn the car off, and I backed up, and I pushed it back all the way to the house, just like she had gas in it. You don't want to tell. And to go from Lynn Haven to Panama City was like 12 miles. And so I wasn't walking. And I seen the dining room light come on. Oh, my heart dropped. I was like, oh, I was like, oh, Lord. And then I seen the police pull in front. I was like, thank God, that's police. They can take me to jail.
You'd rather go to jail than to get your ass whooped.
Yes. Yes.
You ever had a real butt whipping? Yes, you'd rather spend a night in jail.
And trust me, I'm the oldest. So my mama young and spry. I'm getting the whooping from everybody.
Right. Well, old and new, like they used
Oh,
to say.
Lord.
I'm gonna whoop your butt for old and new.
And the cop come, I was like, listen, sir, you could take me. My mama beat me. Like this is when child abuse was first coming out. And talking about you can call child abuse hotline. I was like, really? I was like, okay, yeah, I ain't gonna do that. But when he pulled up, I was like, yeah, my mama, she abuses me. And the cop was laughing. He was like, nah, you gonna go in the house. I said, no, please, sir. You don't understand. I started crying. I was like, no, she gonna kill me. He thought, well, you should have stole the car.
Right.
I swear, but hey, I learned that day.
Right. I'm like, I'm not gonna interfere with that. Determined.
I was like, remember I just said she gonna abuse me. He's like, yep, nothing I can do.
Right. Something you deserve.
And my mama them answered the door all nice, was like, hey, officer, And I was just like, this ain't her. She's acting like she's nice. She's not nice. I had everything.
Don't fall for it.
Yeah. Boy, when she closed that door, what my mama had me do was worse than a whooping.
What?
So I went to church. I had it was like, no, not the church part. I went to church. I got in like 6. So the sun was starting to come up. And she said, oh, you ain't going to sleep. She said, might as well go on, take a shower, get dressed for church. You're going to Sunday school. And I thought, okay, I'll get me a little sleep.
Right.
The sleep deprivation. I would have rather had a beating.
They went to sleep, right?
Oh my.
Oh man, you get some of your best sleeps off of whooping.
Listen, she kept me up until like 9 o'clock that night.
Wow.
And every time, like I go to sleep, pow.
Right.
And I remember a couple of pals, I just stayed asleep. I was like, I don't care.
Go ahead and beat me. Beat me in my sleep.
It was, I didn't go out. I didn't sneak out no more.
That was funny.
And it was because of sleep. I could have got a beat. I knew. Come on.
Right.
Man, listen.
But that
Sleep deprivation.
That whooping went on for 15 hours. Right?
Listen, and the place you fall asleep is church.
Right.
Imagine, I'm up.
Oh, you get popped in the face. I'm sure every kid in there laughing at you. Look at your tail.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna
fight him.
She finna get popped again.
And I'm gonna fight him as soon as I can get some sleep.
Right.
But yeah, crime doesn't pay, folks.
Crime don't pay.
So look, my kids try to do something. I told them about it.
Nowadays. This is a different time. Too much surveillance. You know what I mean? You can't get away with things we did 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah.
There's too many eyes out there in society. That became prevalent in the late 90s. When all the surveillance
Big
started
cities,
going
yeah.
up. Yeah.
Every now and then they get something they ain't got on tape.
Right.
Yeah, they had the police leave here earlier looking for somebody. August 3rd, when I was on my way to Sturgis.
Right.
Some guy touched some girl's butt, and he was really toe up, and he had a brain bleed and a jaw, something.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, the detective was like, "Hey, you probably should have kept your hands off somebody's woman."
Oh yeah, or
You
child.
know,
It was, right.
and apparently it happened out here in the sidewalk, and there's no surveillance,
Right.
so he knew right where to kick his butt.
Right.
And I was like, "You sure it wasn't a cop?"
Right.
I don't know,
You know.
but no, but he, yeah, but he's living,
Yeah.
but it's very traumatic. And I had one bill that wasn't paid, and they may think that was the guy, but he didn't pay the bill, so I don't have,
Right.
a credit card or something like that. So,
Right.
and that's the first incident in 12 years. 12 years in October. We've been on Sanford Avenue. Knock on wood, right? Something.
When did that happen?
See how you treat y'all.
When you're younger day, you might have stood up. Hey,
My younger days, you'd have called a splinter.
all right, say less. But I've had no incidents like that. I think we are light, and the darkness tend to stay away.
Oh yeah.
Because we're exposing it. Right, Miss Cindy Fenty. In fact, we're doing karaoke tomorrow,
Where y'all going? See
right here,
right here.
Thursday night, choir rehearsal. Hey,
I'm
I think we
coming.
should have it outside too.
Can you?
I think we're gonna have it outside.
Okay.
Why not?
Probably what I need get back into the old swing, y'all.
Come on, do some
'Cause
karaoke.
I ain't done nothing, man. That's why I started to tell the doc I was seeing yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
She asked me, "Do I do the exercise?" I was like, "Man, I'm scared to breathe right now." You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't do nothing pretty much, but sit back and wait.
Well, that's what's going to create you more
next damn time to
anxieties.
get zapped. You know,
Well, no, do
that's all
something.
that's on my mind.
So we'll see you tomorrow.
Right, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
John. You gotta take your mind off of that.
We'll get your mind off of it, get you right. And also, we got my son's football game. Where you want to
Oh
go?
yeah, I'm definitely going today to
All right, cool.
check out my man Lonnie.
He got the touchdown. As soon as I was coming up to the game, it was like, and first down, Jelani Williams, and first down, Jelani Williams,
Right.
and the tack back is Jelani Williams, and touchdown. I'm like, wow, this dude good.
Yeah.
I ain't saying that because it's his mama, but
Facts are facts.
hey,
You know?
but I commend his drive and him being number 10, kind of like you, just had enough time to see things
Right.
and absorb things. He's dealing with some things with his sister. The other night.
Right.
Yesterday morning, she pretty much kicked herself out of the house. And she woke up, banging on my door. It's 5 in the morning, 5:30 in the morning as they're preparing for school. He peed on the seat and he ain't wipe it up and did it. I said, okay, we got 2 bathrooms. Go to your bathroom. Your room's closer go to that bathroom. No, but that ain't the point. I said, okay, all right, no problem. Lonnie, just clean the seat when you said, no, I was cleaning it. And it come to find out it was him. I thought it was the kids. I said, hey, first of all, lower your voice. Yeah. First of all, lower your voice. But see, you just don't understand. I said, well, again, you've been disrespectful.
Right.
I'm saying something. Oh, well, never mind. I couldn't move quick enough.
Right.
Next thing you know, we're locked. And Cobbin pulling us apart. Seth pulling me. And I'm like, where did this girl get this? Why are you so angry, so mad? Over pee on a seat? Is this what we're talking about? And now I think about it, hindsight is always 20/20. Could I have sit in my bed and just go, hey, if you don't like to pee on the seat, move out. I could have said that,
Or when you get off it, you let it up.
Yeah.
Let the seat up so your little brother don't be walking in the middle of the night. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Spraying shit.
Help out. Whichever. But she got a whole bathroom she got to walk by in order to get to that bathroom.
One. Oh yeah. She was kicking. She was
Right. So, but I'm like, and again, I'm justifying it for me, but I'm like, okay, wait a minute. This is this little girl. This, and I have the answers? No, I don't. I have all of them. But I know thank God I got time.
Right.
And only thing I could say was, listen, I don't want you in the house until you and I can sit down. You, me, and Cobb and sit down. All right, because it's got to be some. If I keep, it's got to be some solutions. And if there isn't, then it's going to be some solutions. There ain't nothing new under the sun.
Right.
It's going to be some solutions that we solve. But I'm not gonna this year. Yeah, ain't no book on it to go exactly this way or that way.
Right.
And of course, at her 18, 19-year-old self, she feels this is worse than she ever had it. And okay, I know it's not as worse as she gonna get it.
Right.
Or I pray it is. But that's not
I
reality.
hope it is, but
Yeah.
you know like that.
Right. If this is all you got to deal with, then you good.
And I must say, especially for a disobedient child,
Yeah.
and that's my favorite out of all.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Like I say,
But don't have a clue of how to thinking she ain't being disrespectful.
Right.
She ain't called me a beat in my face, but I knew when she left the road out in front of the house, I could hear.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can hear it. Yeah, I can hear it. But I just act like I didn't. But
I was gonna say, 'cause every kid, I'm sure, said something about their parents.
yeah, of course. Of course, you don't like me.
Right.
Right.
Of course, out of earshot. You wasn't there.
She wasn't even. Yeah, she wasn't even.
See,
So that kind of arrogancy, egotistical. Well, what?
that's something that none of us would ever try to do because
Right.
we got residual ass whooping coming. You know what I mean?
From everybody.
Because if she was my little sister and you call and tell me she said that and you heard that, whenever I see her, you know what I'm saying? We're going to have it out. And that's how I was. That's how I convinced myself I was when I was a kid. I was like, you got 11 siblings, dude. That's a lot of ass whooping.
Right.
Your mama, your daddy, not to mention your aunts and uncles. Nobody forgets.
The neighborhood, your neighbor.
Right. Come
Right.
on, man. Especially if it started out with a neighbor. Because,
Right.
back then, your neighbors was able to get a hold to you.
Yeah.
You know what I
I beat
mean?
his ass till you got
Right.
home. Right.
She had to do what?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
She had to beat your
nowadays,
mind. Now I got to beat your
Right.
mind off that.
right, but nowadays, if your neighbor try to chastise your child, the parent goes at the neighbor instead of the child. It's like, that's why I'm in a position we're in right now as a society.
Yeah. And I think that, and not in all cases, but in a lot of cases,
Yeah.
I think because there are a lot of neighborhoods that still do, and a couple of neighborhoods I've been in. What was it in Maryland? It was straight up just everybody just. I was like, okay, this is what I'm talking about.
Right.
Everybody
Acting like a
dependent.
village. Right.
Yes.
Village. Yeah.
So many neighborhood businesses, craft businesses, food businesses, farmers markets, furniture, all locally made from people's hands that lived and working within their community, So, yeah.
But if I may, I was going to try to wait till he was off camera, but it's in me to say it. I think you need to ask what is trigger English. It wasn't that your brother. You
You
What
sound
she
very
say?
muffled.
I told her she couldn't drink
What
or
happened?
smoke no more,
right,
as long as you're in my house.
right,
And she says, "Oh, I needed to function." I said, "Well, then you need to see a doctor."
right.
I said, "Because if you needed to function, let's
Get
get a prescription." Right. I says, "Because I think it's convenient." I said, "My first time I had cannabis or CBD, I was 39, 40 years old.
Right.
I'd functioned all my life
Right.
and never had a drink or a smoke."
Right.
And she said, "Oh, that's because you didn't have to stop." I said, "No, I went months without doing it here." I said, "So you can do anything you want to do. Is it going to be difficult? Yeah, maybe. But if it's something you feel you need."
Should tell her your Uncle John quit. If he quit, anybody could quit.
She come with this, I can't solve it. You have the power to solve.
You got to get
And if you need help, then here, let's help.
Right,
Let's get you some
right.
help then.
Yeah.
But I know she's my child. Come on, I know where anything she want to do, she can. And if this is a little difficult, only time it's difficult is because I'm
It takes
saying,
effort.
right,
Right.
this is what you got to do in order to live here. Now, okay, you ain't got to, but you just can't live here. So which one you want to do? Oh, I thought you meant I just couldn't smoke while I was at your house. No, but you ain't even doing that. At least try to fool me. So
Cover it up, hide it.
nah, she got weed wrappers and stuff right on the and paraphernalia right on the dresser. I says, you know what? Let me nip this in the bud.
Once upon a time, she told me, oh, no, little buddy.
Okay. Yeah, but now she
Last year, I believe it was, or
okay.
this year, one of the two. I think they told me they was on the wagon.
Well, I'm not a soft mom. I ain't never been.
Right.
I've become softer because I know I got some help now, so I don't have to dish out the punishment.
Right.
I can be good cop or I can be bad cop. I got a choice in the matter now, but
Right.
and this is easy as they're gonna get it with me.
Yeah.
When they get out there in the world, it's right. They ain't nobody gonna love them unconditionally.
Yeah, it took my daughter to realize that because she used to tell me, you know, me and the wife get to argue and whatnot, you know, and when I get upset enough, instead of all the other adjectives and shit, I just say motherfucker, motherfucker.
Mhm.
That's my go-to word.
Mhm.
You know, she's like, you talking to her like we in the streets. I'm like, sweetheart, you have no clue.
Mhm.
You know, but now she's 40. We had that conversation while I was up there.
Mhm.
And, you know, I'm like, yeah, well, there ain't nothing like the streets, is it? You know,
Mhm.
but instead of accepting that, she trying to as if I'm comparing myself to her ex. You know what I'm saying? I say, no, there's no comparison because, you know, saying to myself, he'll never be the man I am. You know what I mean? You know, but understand, you know, until you see those comparisons, then you make those comparisons. But just because you're not used to hearing a person talk a certain way inside your home doesn't mean that they're that way you see out in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
It's layers
You
to
know,
it.
they're right,
Layers
right.
to
You know,
it.
and like I
You
tried
don't
to
have to show
explain
all
to
your
her,
layers at
right?
once.
Like I tried to explain to her, I say, what you heard was the aftermath of many conversations, much effort. You know what I'm saying? With no results. But now I snap. You know what I'm saying? And you know, when the voice raised and the certain words come out, then shit happens. You know, then you get some progress. But why do I have to do that in order to get the progress? You know what I'm saying?
Plus, you know who you're talking to.
Right.
You know, and somebody's still gonna give you lip service and not follow through. So I'm gonna tell you once, I'm gonna tell you twice, third, I'm gonna tell somebody else.
Right.
I'll be done with it.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, you gotta see, yeah, like you said, your daughter, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, I found a way to look at it. You know, I raised her, came into her life when she was 12, just turned 12, you know what I mean? And that was the blessing. You know, I have no regrets because I am truly blessed. Got my grandbabies, you know, that need to come down here and see me. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to. They like, hey, I need to come down there. And I believe it's for the ocean.
But oh yeah,
right. Poppy
just so
you know what I'm
happened.
saying? Poppy a cool dude, but I ain't that cool. You know what I'm saying? You know what
Get
I'm
that
saying? My
water.
man turned 17 a couple of years ago. I'm like, what you want for your birthday? I want to come down there and hang with you. Like, oh, my man,
Let's go.
come on down. You know, my brother got us a little sweet out there on the beach, you know, and man, my man was big pimping. Wake up with an oceanfront view, you know what I mean? It's your birthday, young man. Enjoy it.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Can't be that.
Oh yeah. Love them all. You know, but I don't spend only one I really spend a lot of time with is my daughter's three. You know, even though they all know me. But
I
yeah,
let them.
yeah, man. I mean, yeah, a lot of things could change you, man. A lot of things could change you. You know,
No,
situation, family situation, all types of dynamics. You know.
well, you say you change for health. You know, reasons for health.
Oh, that's what make people change pretty quick.
Oh yeah.
Health.
Oh yeah.
If it's vanity, it's most time vanity and health.
Yeah.
Well, I think for my change was also connected to health because if I keep letting bullshit get me upset, that might take a
Your
toll on my
mental health,
health. Yeah.
of
Oh yeah.
course.
But whereas your daughter, um, they're still young and they have to realize, you know, their behavior, it doesn't work. Only them, only a person can decide to change. And
Right.
sometimes it takes something traumatic for them to make a change. So hopefully she learns lessons
And growth, you know.
for
Well, and she
She's
keep
great.
living.
She's
She
awesome.
will.
You know what I
She
mean?
will. She's a great. She's listen. How you say? Good trees don't bear bad fruit. As I feel, and I see her going through that awkward stage. Her family, her circle is pretty small, and she stands out. The world is really big, so
Right,
I'm preparing her for that world.
right.
If there's any place I'd rather her get in her feelings and mad and crying and can't handle and frustrated, it would be the house. So we can get through it.
Oh,
I appreciate the hindsight from my perspective. And she texted me today and said, "Hey, you guys got any time this afternoon?" And I told her, "Hey, we'll be at the restaurant till about 5ish. So if I don't see her, but I let her know, hey, I'm going to the game. So I do plan on seeing her. Uh, and it's always better to come to it cold. Again, there's a solution for every day. Life is mathematics. Let's solve it. And that's what I plan on doing. I ain't gonna kill her. She ain't gonna kill me. No,
but
we're
at
not yet.
at
Well,
some
but I
point,
believe that well, what I believe that brought about a lot of understanding with Janice boys and
With who?
Janice boys. I try not to call them son. You know what I mean? Even though her youngest and her second oldest, John, you know what I'm saying? They introduced me to their people as their dad. You know what I'm saying? And it's just miraculous because they let me know I did my job. You know what I mean? But it's like I believe once they went past the age that I was at when they met me,
It's a
they
different
like,
handle.
just they like, damn, this dude did this when he wasn't nothing but 30. He came in and took care of all of this. You know what I mean?
That's what men do.
So right. So I believe as
Just
the
like
boys
women.
got older, you know what I mean, and as his niece as she got older, she realized the work I put in. Not that I put in anything special, but
You did right.
it was special.
Taking care of your responsibility.
Right. Which
And that
was my
included them.
responsibility.
Right.
It's just stuff that I chose to take on because of the love I had for their mom. You know
Right.
what I mean?
And that's your
Like,
responsibility. You're responsible
And I
for
was
her.
raised
Yeah.
by a woman that said, hey, if you might end up with a lady with children.
Yeah.
But you can't say you don't want to deal with them children when
You
you're dealing
can't.
with that lady. You know
No.
what I mean? You
They
got to
come in the package.
right. So and that's what I had to deal with. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it wasn't nothing to it for me, especially as long as I'm
Grown
working.
boys don't see it
Right,
that way.
right. Especially as long
But
as
every
I'm
man
working.
and woman see it that
Right,
way.
as long as I'm working and I'm paying the bills and whatnot, and I ain't got no more static other than what I want to see everybody do, that ain't no problem, Because sooner or later, my man, you don't have to get out there. And if you chose not to learn anything or to apply yourself to anything, then that's on you, man. But I can't take care of you all your life.
Yeah,
I'm not even gonna
it's not gonna be. Yeah, you still got to be a lion. You a king. You when the king of lions have other, he don't sit there and they lounge around while the lion is feeding him. No,
Right,
you got to get your behind out there and do something.
right,
Because after a while, who the king gonna challenge him, man?
right,
Oh, what you doing? Now you think you gonna mate up with one of them
right.
and you ain't did nothing? Man, please. That's just natural. Okay, that's just instinctive. So how you gonna go against the natural instinctive things? Now you gonna let other kings, prince that turn into kings, and you just gonna sit there and feed that man? Listen,
Right, right.
show me. That look kind of lopsided, wouldn't it?
It's lopsided. And it's crazy, especially, in my employment situation, you know what I mean? But the money I was making, then pretty much I cut in half. Because now I got to go from being here to subs teaching, you know what I mean? Or assistant teaching, you know what I
Do
mean?
what you gotta
That's
do.
that low paying crap, but to keep something coming
Yeah.
in. Like they always said, slow motion is better than no motion.
Hey, if you don't hunt, you don't eat.
Yeah, and it was like crazy because everything is the same except for the pay. You know what I mean? And when you sitting around, now
Well, they seeing you make
now you're
do.
starting to see. You know what I mean? Instead of putting in them 16-hour shifts, you only put in an 8-hour shift. And you come home and you see shit just in the same place, people. In the
Yeah, you
same
better home
place.
say something.
You know what I mean? Right.
Be like, hey, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna work and work.
Right.
What you doing?
Right. Like my bottom line was, I told her, I said, I killed myself for us. Pointing at me, her, my grandbaby Snoop, and Kanice.
But for the
you know what I
grown
mean?
children,
But I'm not finna kill myself for us. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna happen.
nah, that's
You know, I seen my daddy go through that. My daddy, like I say, he wasn't all my siblings' dad, but you could never tell. People didn't know. People that knew us all our lives didn't know until they read that obituary. You know, say, oh man, Mr. McKay wasn't y'all, blah blah blah. You know, he came into their lives and he
took care.
took care of them when they
Right.
started having kids. He took care of them. You know what I mean? As if they was his. You know, that's what I knew. You know what I mean? So that was my example in life and growing up. You know, and like I said,
Great
he's half
example.
black, half white, born in 22. So he caught the ass, you know, this world all around.
Yeah,
From black folks, from white
he done
folks,
been
from, you know,
through.
right. So Pops went through it. And he
And it
wouldn't
was
allow
still
us.
easier there
Right,
than it
right.
was out there.
And even though all that he went through, he still didn't allow us to grow up being hateful or learning hate. We couldn't even use the word hate now. We couldn't even use the word hate. They asked us to tell us to do something. You can't tell them what you ain't gonna do.
No, no.
You know what I'm saying? You
Not
actually
under
get
this
murdered.
roof.
Right, right, right.
Like,
You
but
actually get
this
murdered. You know
this
what
is
I
your
mean?
nest. You can't tell
Right.
me.
So yeah, it's all about the rearing and repetition. Follow up. You know, you don't
She
just
look
threaten a
anxious.
child.
What you gonna say?
Who, me?
Huh?
Oh,
Who?
oh, I thought you was looking anxious.
No,
Yeah,
no,
you
no.
can't tell a
I'm
child.
listening to y'all. You know, y'all
No, you
making me
just can't
happy.
threaten to do something or to hold a child accountable and not hold them accountable. You know what I mean?
Consistency.
Right. What I learned in the profession is when you have to scold that child or punish that child in some type of way, it needs to be done immediately. You know what I'm saying? Because if you wait for a week or wait for the weekend, now it's like, you know, is that really fair? You know what I'm saying?
Well, you can't.
You know,
Not all parenting is a right or wrong. There may be certain situations that may be beneficial
right,
to certain people.
right,
You know, having some time on it. It may be because I'm usually not that way, but it's been a couple of things that I've had to sit back and see what was suitable, what it'll affect them more,
right,
versus taking away something that needs to be functioned. Like
right,
my mom was immediate at, oh, you can't do no basketball. Now that was my basketball basketball ain't happened for say 3 weeks. And if you on punishment for a week, then I'd have now lost the whole season.
right.
Not just me, but my whole team because they banked on me. Now, for
But now,
something,
who let you and your team down? You or your mom?
well, on this particular thing, I didn't do. And my mother swear it was me.
Okay.
You know, and I'm like, and of course she regretted it, but now it's too late.
Right.
Um, so some things in some cases, sometimes parents would be quick to punish and not really hear both sides, especially when grown folk either
Right.
rely on you,
Right.
stuff like that.
Right.
And I always say,
first, ask questions later.
yeah, just don't punish me right on the spot. Look, go somewhere, get them out of our house or whatever. And versus you, oh, that she ain't gonna lie on you. She did lie on me and slept
Right.
with your husband, but okay.
Right.
No, but
Right.
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 But you don't know
Yeah,
people,
you heard
right?
it from me.
Right.
Okay. You used to say on Living Color.
Don't talk about Miss Jenkins.
right.
You know, but no, it is so I'm saying, John, most times, yeah, I'd agree with that. But there are some occasions where it might need to go to the situation cold.
Oh yeah, nothing
versus
is 100%.
yeah,
No
yeah,
situation,
for sure.
nothing is 100%. You
Yeah.
know,
But they need to
but
know
it works.
what the
Right.
you know,
right.
what it is about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Give them some understanding while you're tearing that butt up.
It
You
is
know,
okay on
sit
syllable.
down and talk to them while you're taking this away from them. You know,
Yeah.
and it's that I'm not taking
Versus
it
just
away
taking
from
it
you.
away.
You know, you gave it to me. You know, your behavior turned this over
You
to me.
did your right.
You know, right. That's
You
why I
put
was asking
yourself
you,
in
right,
this.
right. Who called
Yeah.
your team? You or your mom.
Yeah.
You know,
In that case, yeah, and I'm always for that. Like
right,
you did, so you knew
right.
from jump.
Right. It's just like me right now, my situation, it'll definitely do me some good to walk into a bank, hold it up, take a couple $100,000, you know what I'm saying, to walk out. But you know that's illegal. That's against the law. The consequences don't come with it. You know what I
You gonna
mean?
live forever.
Exactly. when I see something, I'm getting the best care, because that's a safe job, And I also learned that when I was working in the penitentiary. A lot of dudes are like, man, I'm in here, bro, because I had nowhere else to go. I'm like, what you talking about? They do. We in Illinois. It's freezing out there. People dying out there in the streets, trying to live out there in the streets, bro. I'd rather be locked up than die.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, look,
Crazy.
I think on our last little 10 minutes, what you think we're going to talk about? I definitely got some things to talk about during my week in the motorcycle industry.
Let's hear it.
One of the things is, you hear that saw? Or you do? Can you still hear me?
I can hear you. It's not disturbing. It's fine.
Okay. So, this, what we got? August. Oh, it's been a crazy, crazy week. I got back in Florida August 16th from my West Coast. And Sturgis was awesome. Awesome. Sturgis Motorcycle Rally was the rally of every genre of motorcycling. And every genre was represented. And people came there to a rally because they wanted to be bothered. And I tried to bother every last one of them. And I think they tried to bother me. And so we bothered each other. My man, Detroit got hurt. He got in a little accident. But he's okay. He in fact had the same injury or similar to mine on the right foot. On the right foot, he had a surgery on his tibia and fibula. They put some pin rods and screws. So I'll be in Detroit at the Dam Show this in a couple of weeks from now in Detroit. So
What's the
those
Dam-
of you that are near Detroit, please come out, support the local Dam Show, Detroit's Antique Motorcycle Show. And I found out last night I'm a nominee for the Titans Award. They have a male and female, and I share that nomination with I think about 6 other women. And I wrote a little comment about just, I'm already a winner just to be nominated. Several of the women love their motorcycles and do it for a purpose, and share good spirit. And I told them, certainly I'm already a winner. I certainly walk around a lot of times carrying the slow motion, the slow roll belt. In fact, Harley's doing a version of it. In fact, they're going to have a belt now that I won, the 225 belt. That Harley, they'll be sending me a belt.
You won the first one?
Yeah, I won the very first one. So while wearing the Iron Elite, they were like, Chantel, we like that. And then they sent me a picture. Hey, is this the one you have? I was like, yeah. He said, okay, we're doing it. And he said, you are our official winner. And let me tell you, when I got there to Sturgis, there's a pretty decent crowd. And this couple from Texas, they said, hey, it's already a wrap. We won this. We bought all 3 of our bikes. And I was like, all right, there we go.
Brought 3 more.
Listen, no. And listen, I didn't really want to take it because I'm like, hey, they travel long distance. Well, let me let them do it. Now, he was fine. It was his or hers because I'm the influencer from Harley Davidson. So I'm representing Harley Davidson in a lot of instances. So I don't want to take it. But he just kept on.
Kept talking.
I gotta.
Oh, I'm gonna beat the socks off of you. Oh, you ain't never seen nothing. Yeah. And I was like, okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna just give it a little go, and we'll make it challenging because I'm not gonna give it to him.
Right.
Oh man, listen, it was a ride we were doing. He had a 3-wheeler, he had a chopper, he had a road glide, and his wife, So they bought the tennis balls or something like that. Me and Detroit, we won that. They won the first 2 rounds, which were the practice rounds. So I said, Detroit, okay, you serious? Because I think they got this. He said, oh, we just drive straight. So Detroit rode on the back, and I'm straight. Next thing you know, because I couldn't see if we won or not. Got to the end, he told me, we won. I was like, all right. So I looked back, what happened?
He was mad at him.
That's a slow roll when you
No,
ride.
that was the picking tennis balls. And then you had to place the tennis balls back as we go back around.
Oh, so
I had
you're
never
riding
played
back.
that game, but it was very interesting.
So as you're
And
passing,
then,
pick up. Is that how it
yes, he got to lean and pick them up. And then when I come back, he has to put them back as I'm
Oh.
riding.
On the driver trying to
Oh,
keep that bike straight with
listen,
somebody
that's
leaning off of it.
it was so because the only thing keeping it straight is you had to hit that throttle.
Right.
And when you hit it, it's gonna go. So you gotta have a split second to let it go.
Right.
If you hold on to it, you're gonna drag it right off.
Mm.
Detroit did it. We won. But it's the best of 3 events. So it's that, the slow roll, and something else. The other one he won. I
And
forgot
the
what it
slow
was. So
roll-
I went.
the slow
He got
roll is
one.
just
He got
5
one.
home,
And,
right?
and I end up giving since I won, I end up giving him the plaque that I won because it said Sturgis 2025 and
Who
had
you
the
give it to,
pinstripe.
Detroit?
No, I gave it to the guy who I beat.
You took it? He accepted it?
Yeah, he was glad. He was like, no. I said, no, you know what? Come on. Hey, it was. He said, but I got you next year, and I said, I know. So, but it a motorcycle rally, every genre, every person. It is not like what the TV is or social media is. What's the word? Portraying. They're not controlling the narrative. You do. You're out there speaking in front. Your boots on the ground, quite literally. And I got to speak at the Sturgis Motorcycle Museum Hall of Fame and got to talk about, little old Sanford and Chantel's and Shut Up and Ride and just all the things about people, who we are and what brings us and makes us better. Um, hey, if the world could take a little bit of the blueprint of what the motorcycle set does, we'll be way quicker, better, faster, just getting out and just, again, interacting with each other. So that's kind of my synopsis. I end up going to Santa Fe, New Mexico, found out some great, great news. Something coming up the pipe. Let's just say it's a great film about yours truly.
Yeah, you told me.
And it's even got a new name, but I can't talk about it in terms of I can tell you offline, but I am so like, wow.
Yeah.
And
I hope that goes well for you guys.
it's gonna go well for us. Because as I increase, my family and friends are increasing. But God does make sure He just where those blessings are supposed to flow. And that was about our discernment. Some things it's got to be true, but if it ain't necessary and kind, that's for your discernment to know where the blessings flow. So just keep that in mind, and I think that's it. My quick synopsis. And come for the refacing of Chantel's. We're in there doing some work, just little cosmetic changes, and our 12th year anniversary street party is coming up October the 18th and 19th. So
Oh,
stay
2 days,
tuned for that.
huh?
2-day event, baby. Even got some hotels, locked up.
That's good stuff.
You know?
All you gotta do is get these. I ain't gonna even speak on it.
Hey, and we're
Once
gonna
they
have
give
some
you
free
proper
food.
permits and whatnot, they let
Yeah,
you do your
we
thing,
put
you
in
know?
for them. There ain't no reason. So
Right.
we'll see, and if not, we'll
There's never been
we'll
a reason
take
for them to
right.
deny you, but you've been denied.
And you
know?
got
Yeah,
this coming
amen.
up too.
That's right. Thank you, Cindy. That's right. Suicide prevention ride.
Yeah.
Not this Saturday, but next Saturday. Please
Yeah,
come.
that's very important.
Very important. It's sad to say, that we have to do it, but there are some people out there and just don't know how to cope. And for that, we need to be conscious about it and they not know and feel alone. So that's what this is about. Please register early if you can. And let's do it. It's going to be a beautiful thing. Hosted at Seminole Harley Davidson.
And guess who's gonna be singing there?
That's right. Got live band and music, Blazing Posse. Miss Cindy Fenty's going to be singing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be
And I
awesome.
got
In
four
fact,
new
I'll be in
songs on.
background vocals with her.
Yeah.
It's going to be an awesome
It's gonna be a
show,
lot of
guys. So
fun.
you got to come. A lot of fun, a lot of help, a lot of networking, and free food. You know, free food, music. Come on, together, making a difference with each other. So make sure you guys join us. I'll make sure I have it on all my social media outlets as well. Peace.
And scan that QR
What you can talk
code
about,
for all
John.
that information.
Right. Get the QR code, folks.
Oh, and it's a police escorted ride. So if you got a motorcycle, let's go. You might need to rent one, Cindy.
You know how to ride, Cindy? You know how to ride a
No.
motorbike?
No,
Look,
no,
get you a
ma'am.
spider though. Get you one of them.
Get a free
Yeah,
ride.
get you a spider.
Huh. Do they come in
Spider.
automatic?
Yeah,
Or do they?
yeah.
Hey,
So do.
what does spider look like? Let me.
Yeah, that's what he's
Is that the
saying.
short one?
Like I think y'all can go half on it. Hey, I can see y'all now.
That might be fun. I need to check into that. Give me a
What it
little
look
free
like?
go. So, Cindy, you gonna go wrap it up?
Hmm?
And so you want to give you a
If
wrap
what?
up synopsis?
Yeah. Okay, so that's
on
a
your mind?
spider. That's a spider.
Huh?
So that you want me to get that? You see it, John? John.
Half of your face is gone. You probably need to give us a new screen.
Yeah.
Put it the way we used to be. Yeah, because I can't see your head. All I see is Henry. Help Henry. There you go. Now, what was you holding up?
Can you see me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm,
Oh, that's what
spider.
you're talking about. With two front wheels. Oh, okay. I like the one with the one wheel in the front, two wheels in the back. You know, that way you at least feel like you're
I
driving a
don't know. That's kind
motorcycle.
of low. It's actually that's a low motorcycle because so I had an accident years and years ago. I had
Right.
an Acura Integra. They
Mhm.
ride really low, and big trucks couldn't see me. Big trucks couldn't
Oh,
see.
okay. Right.
One time, yeah, but you know what? I'm okay.
See, but if it's
It
like
wasn't
that, if it's that low, you know, you might want to get you a flag with a tall flagpole. You know what I mean?
yeah.
They'll see that. You know, and those look better on bikes than on cars. They'd be riding around in a small car. You know what I mean? With flags flagging up off of it.
It
Looking
looks
like
like
a what?
the spider. It looks like fun, but I think I'll be okay with riding in my car with the sunroof back. Okay
In
with
your
that.
car drop top?
No, it's not a drop top.
Uh,
It's
uh,
I got a
oh,
like
you
my
said
son.
sunroof. Gotcha. You said
Yeah,
sunroof.
I have one of those panoramic where it's like a full sunroof,
Oh,
and
okay. Yeah.
the sunroof actually goes way back. So
Oh, okay. Cool.
that's all y'all getting. I still got kids in school.
Right. They can't afford no injuries.
They need me. No, they need me.
I hear you. I
I'm
hear
guilty
you.
of being a helicopter mom, so you know, I love my babies.
There you go.
So you wanted to, if I'm closing out. All right. Well,
Yeah.
I think we talked a lot about change today, and I like that conversation.
Yeah.
There's
The
much
whole
to
show
unpack
pretty
on that.
much.
And you know, we're not psychologists or anything. We're just ordinary people with our own opinions. So
Right.
if
And
you guys have
experiences, you
opinions
know.
and experiences, exactly.
Right. But at least,
And
yeah, I was about to say 85% of what we're saying is coming from experience.
that's
You
right.
know.
And experience is the
So
best teacher. You learn lessons.
exactly.
So
Yeah. But hey, me personally, I wish everyone well that's
what I say
listening or
about
gonna
change
listen in the
starts
future.
with you.
Whenever you hear this voice, I'm talking to you. You know, take care of yourself and love yourself, and everything else will fall into place, man. As I always like to say, peace and love.
Peace and love, guys.
Close this out,
And we'll
Cindy.
see you on the next one.
Peace and love. Yes, ma'am. Take care.
Yes, I'm closing us out. Yeah, we enjoyed this
All
discussion.
right.
So, guys, next time.
That's over.
See ya. Mwah.